세계 여자축구 최강 전력 중 하나로 평가받는 캐나다. 피지컬, 스피드, 국제대회 경험까지 모든 면에서 한국보다 위라는 평가를 받던 팀이었습니다. 경기 전 대부분의 해외 매체는 한국이 버티는 것만으로도 선전이라고 말했습니다. 하지만 그 예상은 경기 시작과 동시에 무너졌습니다. 캐나다의 빌드업은 번번이 끊겼고 한국의 압박은 한 박자도 늦지 않았습니다. 공을 가진 쪽이 오히려 쫓기는 이상한 그림이 계속 만들어졌습니다. 캐나다가 이렇게 당황하는 장면은 처음 봅니다. 현지 중계진의 목소리는 점점 높아졌고 관중석에서는 탄성이 터져나오기 시작했습니다. 그리고 전반 후반 모두가 숨을 멈춘 그 장면. 순간의 침투, 완벽한 타이밍, 그리고 골문을 가르는 한 방. 세계 강호 캐나다를 상대로 한국 여자축구가 국제무대에서 만들어낸 가장 인상적인 순간 중 하나였습니다. 불리한 조건, 낮은 평가, 모든 걸 뒤집어버린 이 경기. 지금부터 그날의 현장으로 함께 들어가 보시죠.
South Korea is in kind of a brutish pinkish red, and we are underway here in Spokane. South Korea, very aggressive unit. And again, you mentioned it, Shelby. They play year-round. A lot of these women are very familiar with each other and the style of soccer or football that they know how to play.
Absolutely. I think that we're going to see that here on the pitch, them having that chemistry and that knowledge of what each player, how they work, how they operate, how they play, their skill levels.
That was just outside the box, so it wouldn't have been a penalty if it was called, but no foul called. Arum Han throwing it in here for South Korea, trying to set up the throw in here. Designed
nice
play.
Run.
Yeah, beautiful design on the throw in there. That's the practice. They're so used to playing with one another. And it seems like they kind of want to maybe expose the right defense for Team Canada. This could be a chance here. Han Kwan into the box. Chance here for South Korea, stopping on the ball and slipping, but still keeping it is Chongmin Lee. Chongmin Lee left foot, deflected by the keeper and Alex Hogg. And we're going to get our first corner kick of the afternoon. She has Arum Han short if she wants it instead. Into the box, backside, off the head, through the wrong uprights. Canada was the first ever host nation. Talking about their training in Kingston. Now stop that thought for a second. South Korea crossing one in the box. Could be the first opportunity, but again, the decisiveness by Hogg to go out and get it. When you take a look at Team Canada, you got a lot in the Royal Canadian Navy, you got a lot in the Royal Canadian Air Force, and then plenty in the Canadian Army. So it's a good mixture, a healthy mixture for Team Canada as the flag went up offside on South Korea.
Da-Ying Kwan up here on the near side, just like this one right here.
Got to be careful of Da-Ying Kwan slipping past you. Right foot, just outside the 18. Again, a lot of slipping and sliding going on with Chongmin Lee. But Chongmin Lee finds the ball at her feet again. Back to Da-Eun Kwan, left-footed cross and a good snag by Alex Hogg. Of course, I said lieutenant. I should say Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman. Right foot cross. Good opportunity here for South Korea. Good save by Hogg. Off that shot attempt by Han Nul Kwan. Could be an opportunity. Da-Eun Kwan, but the flag went up. Da-Eun Kwan. Crowd today not as large here between South Korea and Canada.
But what a couple of the teams have talked to us about is even when they have those few times that they have off to kind of hang out in the Spokane area.
Flag stays down here. Kaylee Carlisle trying to break away. Could be an opportunity for Canada, but how about the defense there from Minji Kim? Boy, Carlisle was flying, but how about Minji Kim, the right center back? Good back heel there from Han Nul Kwan. Some space potentially for Arum Han. Arum Han one-on-one. Off the chest. Left foot. Through the uprights. Field goal is good. Apologize for the technical difficulties that we experienced We missed 3 goals by South Korea. But also maybe get the ball at her feet so she can create on the attack.
I think so too. I think that they're doing exactly what we thought about, strengthening that defense and putting her back there.
Good run here. Indecisive was Hogg. Could be a goal for South Korea. Tackle in the box. Saw a penalty called earlier, but the flag stayed down. And so did the whistle. There was no call there. Who served their country, like you said, which is already hard within itself. So much pride in these nations. And we'll stop for one moment. Handul Kwan scored the penalty. Left foot try. But also, they've got some foot skills, Shelby. they can play. They're really good athletes as well. This is played out wide here to Do Young Ban, and there is another one for South Korea. The flag stayed down, and that is the second goal of the match for Handul Kwan, the captain of this South Korean team. Just look at the foot skills. You see it played out wide here, and a perfect ball in, and then a one-time in the air. I mean, how about that ball from the right back? Do Young Ban, who gets credited for the assists. So now a 4-0 advantage for South Korea. Just been too much for Canada's back line to handle, and we could get another one. A perfect run here by Yina Park. Yina Park, there's no keeper, and it's going to be an easy one. About 45 seconds later, Yina Park, who scored the first goal for South Korea, gets her second goal of the match and pushes that lead up to 5 for South Korea.
What an exciting 45 seconds, one right after another. South Korea scoring 2 goals.
And yet again, Shelby, indecisive was Alex Hogg, the keeper. And mind you, I know she's been tested more than she wants to be. She needs help from the back line, but a little bit slow to get to that ball. And Yina Park, with blistering speed, is able to dribble it past her and have an open net. But
exactly like what they're doing right now. They're really setting their forward team up, catch their breath, make those runs, pull the defense back so they can make those runs in between. And it's just the help from all the teammates that makes it happen.
And there is another one for South Korea. And it looks like that could be a hat trick. Yeah, that's a hat trick. Our second hat trick of the tournament. That's Handul Kwan with her third. Controls it perfectly with the right foot there. You saw the replay. Controls it perfectly with the right foot. Turns around and boots it with the left. Handul Kwan can finish with either side. Such good foot skills.
When you talk about ball possession, Alex, you've been talking about how South Korea has really dominated the feel and possession of the ball here today. Take a look at the scoreboard. 20 shots on goal by South Korea and 0 for Canada's team. That's a big difference.
Left-footed cross. Speaking of South Korea, another chance. That left foot shot deflected. Another try, but it missed wide of the mark. Do Young Ban to take the corner kick here for South Korea in the 78th minute. Trying to add lucky number 7. And that is crunched off the crossbar. Then a right foot. But the flag went up. I believe offside was called. No goal, so they're waving off that goal there. It was announced a goal here, but the flag went up. That was the AR2, Megan Mullen, who waved the flag. So the goal was not allowed.
Let's look at that replay.
Could be another opportunity. Inside the 18, just outside the 6, and South Korea forces another corner. So now that Do Young Ban has checked out. This is going to be Hyun-Ah Park to take the corner kick for South Korea on the far side. A good ball inside the 6. Now right around the 18. Gonna punch it back off the head, off the deflection. How about pinging off the post? But the flag went up, offside on South Korea.
Like we said before, look, it's calm, it's collected, it's slow. They're taking their time to make the right passes to the right people, and they're getting it up the field just the same.
Jin So-moon plays it to her right foot.
Antonio Lackland, San Antonio, Texas. And that is it. There was no added time, really, here in the second half. So South Korea gets the 3 points, and it's a really nice start in Group B. They defeat Canada 6-0. South Korea had 3 in the first half, and then they matched it with 3 in the second half. And boy, it was interesting. For South Korea, they scored their first goal. It wasn't until the 41st minute. Took them a little bit to get going, as you see some highlights there on your screen. But taking a look at the goal scorers, the first one was in that 41st minute, and that was by Yi-Na Park. And then Chung-min Lee, who assisted that first goal by Yi-Na Park, scored 3 minutes later in the 44th minute, and then a penalty kick goal for Han-Nul Kwan in 45 plus of added time. So within about 5 minutes, South Korea took a 3-0 advantage, and they never looked back. Then you had another goal by Han-Nul Kwan in the 59th minute for South Korea, but then South Korea put it together and won 4-1. We are underway. That was Yi-Na Park starting us off. So taking a look at that bench over there, Shelby, for South Korea, we were talking about a handful of substitutes. That handful is only 3. There was only 3 women for South Korea over there that are eligible to come off of the bench today. So a lot of these women, this is crossed in for South Korea, could be an opportunity just outside the 6. These 11 starters may go the full length. Good crossover move there. Song-min An off the head. Terrific ball inside the 6. Han takes a lot of their free kicks. You'll see Song-min An take a lot of their corner kicks. Right foot of Han. Into the 6, but too far out of the reach of Hyo Shang-shim. Very smart of her to take her time and pass it back to the defensive line and switch the fields.
See the speed here for South Korea. This could be something. You could see it all the way. Gonna get across. Could be the first for South Korea. Brookhoven with a save, diving to her right. Ball's not out of there yet. Now diving to her left. And it's finally cleared away by Van der Velde. Boy, how about Zoe Brookhoven keeping it a 0-0 tie for now?
Let's take a look.
Take a look at these 2 saves here. See the play develop for South Korea. So one of the saves. A lot of switches on these corners and free kicks by Mi Yun-lee, the manager and head coach for South Korea. Low ball. Could be the first for South Korea, but it's booted well wide of the mark off the foot of Da Young Choi. So In Young Sa to take the free kick here for South Korea. Low liner finds Yi-Na Park. Plays it out wide. Right foot try. It's on frame and it's into the back of the net. Are you kidding me? One of the best goals of the tournament there for South Korea. Wow. The angle on that, Shelby. Everyone on this South Korean team is so dangerous. And how about Hyun-Ah Park, the left back for South Korea, and the salute at center circle. Take a look at that.
That ball had to have some bend on it. That angle was so hard to get a shot on goal, and she did just that, scoring the first goal here in the last match of the day, only 16 minutes in. And on their hydration break that they have here that we saw not too long ago, she saw someone waving, and it was that family coming here to support her.
How special is that, huh? Ah Room Han looking for the second to pause that story for a second, and Da-young Choi. Could be a chance here for South Korea, looking for their second in the box, and a penalty is called. Well, Tydell, the head referee, calls the penalty, and that was Chungmin Lee who got taken down in the box. Take a look at this again here. Obviously don't want to miss the PK, but you see the stumble, a couple of bodies in there. That was Annemijn van der Velde to take it here for South Korea, and she connects. Even though Brookhoven guessed correctly, she was a little bit late, Shelby, in her dive, and so Chungmin Lee, the person who got taken down inside the box, connects to the back of the net. South Korea in the 35th minute leads it 2-0.
She did guess it. She did so well. Just a little bit too late, like you said, but you know, being a goalkeeper like that, it is hard to guess on a penalty kick, even harder. But what a great shot there. So I've been saying it's been hot. Leonie Turump, she was talking, it's been so hot here in Spokane, and getting used to the heat has been a little bit hard for them, and even talking about how just the schedule has been tense for the team. Every minute has been planned, just like every minute has been planned for this team here.
Do-young Choi was trying to set up her teammate, and So-young Yang, but could not connect. Boy, what a setup that was. That was Ah Room-han to Do-young Choi and then So-young Yang. Again, the connections, the passing, the little things. That's what the Netherlands are struggling with, Shelby. Just the little things, little fundamentals in the game. Sokbal did a nice job getting behind the defense, had to wait and stop, realized she didn't have the speed to get by the defender in Ah Room-han, as well as Do-young Ban. Then couldn't connect a couple of passes. Good skill moves here from Da-young Choi. Crosses it in. Little scissor kick back of the net. Are you kidding me? What an unbelievable setup there by Da-young Choi to So-young Yang. That was half a scissor kick there, Shelby, into the back of the net. Boy, this South Korean team is fun to watch. They lead 3-0 here in the 45th minute.
It's the absolute epitome of getting a body part on it. Let's check it out right here. In the cross, right there, up, right above the hands of Brookhoven. Just a little too high. Look at that kick.
Good shot there by Curry over there. So they only have 2 pitch players and aren't standing in front of the goal who can come on. And my guess is they're coming in just in case of an emergency. Could be a chance here for the Dutch. Looking for their first goal of the tournament, but too much dribbling and some frustration there by Rihanna Urians, who had a chance. She had a one-on-one with the keeper and Ji-hee Ha, but let the ball get away from her.
I'm going to be able to get around this player. What do I need to do? Are they faster than me? And it's a lot of thoughts there in the first, while you're playing. And I think really what needed to be the thought was, okay, a slight cut to the side, some control on the ball, and I'll be able to get it in there within 2 seconds.
Good through ball here. Chance for South Korea, and it misses wide, and the miss there by Song-mi-an. Boy, what a setup. I mean, just the through ball there. Room-han. Good ball inside the 18. Pinged around, and yet again, Da-eun Kwon was looking for a teammate there inside the 18.
Good look there for the defensive line. Like we've been saying, they're just so great at looking around, seeing who they have open without that pressure and getting it to the right people.
Chance here for Da-Un Kwan. Da-Un Kwan, good slide tackle inside the 18. That's Lindsay Habriel. And she set up the fourth. Good ball. Could come right back to Hyun-Ah Park. And it does. Gonna try the left foot instead. Bending. What a ball. Boy, flag went up, I believe. Actually, no, I think a foul was called by Wow Tydell, the head referee. Boy, that ball there from Hyun-Ah Park is a thing of beauty.
An easy and calm pass there to the defensive line by Ji-hee-ha.
Another good run. It's so anticipated. It's so tactical. Arum Han finds a teammate here. Left foot try and across, and it hits the side of the net. That whole play, I'd love to see if we have a replay of that whole play. Anybody watching, whether it's back in South Korea, the Netherlands, here in the States, has to see that full play develop. It's so impressive. Take a look, and it actually started from behind that, right? So. Good ball out wide again. Good skill moves. Boy, the speed blazing for Da Young Choi. And now a left foot try. There's chaos again inside the 18. It's going to be a corner kick, and Brookhoven is down. Brookhoven just got to be thinking, man, we need some help here. She's been working really hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, also, that's, you know, we were talking about how Wout is only 19 years old, but that's what he means to this Belgium staff and this team. The blazing speed yet again. Left foot cross denied. And a fake left foot cross. Arum Han. Here's the left foot cross. What a ball. Amazing movement. You just can't teach it any better.
I mean, not only is the Belgian team supporting Wout, but you have to think about it. They're learning from South Korea how to move around the ball just like that. They're learning the spacing, the shooting, the foot skills. They're doing such a great job here on the field. Let's check out the replay of that shot.
Arum Han, this is the whole play. I love this. This is exactly what we're looking for here. Great job by her crew. Watch the fake. See the deke? Boom. Right to the outside. You just can't teach that from So Young. That's a professional player right there, Shelby.
I think that's exactly what they're looking to do. Make history here at SISM in Spokane, Washington.
Right foot try and a save for Brookhoven. What a save for Brookhoven to get a piece of that.
Corner kick, South Korea.
To get it on frame yet again. Look at that. Brookhoven, it was going in. That was upper 90, back of the net yet again. Much like you don't forget the first match you ever participated in or first match you scored a goal in, and you'd think it's got to be the same for a head referee. Your first ever international match. That's a big deal. Good ball here. South Korea looking for number 5, and there is number 5. What a finish and strike by Chung-Min Lee to give South Korea a 5-0 advantage. Brookhoven frustrated. Out of that with the back line. Chung-Min Lee finishes what's been a stellar tournament and a magnificent night for South Korea.
Let's check out the replay here, and a nice shot right there. The pressure, Brookhoven coming out and just being able to hit that with poise right there to the back of the net. Very close to the sidebar there, but still making it through.
We'll stop it, and the clock hits 90 here in Spokane. There have been 2 added minutes, 2 minutes of stoppage time. This could be a chance. Netherlands looking for their first, and there it is. The Dutch get their first goal of the match and their first goal of the tournament. A bad pass amongst the back line to the keeper. That was the substitute for the Dutch scoring the goal. That was
Aracho here for the last couple of minutes as a substitute goalie. And I talked about experience. What a great way to get that experience. She knows I will never call for that ball again with that much pressure.
Final here in Spokane. It was all South Korea. They win 5-1. 2 tallies for Chung-Min Lee, Staff Sergeant in the Army for South Korea. But you know what? The Dutch, right now, they're smiling. They understand what that moment meant for them. And that goal by their left wing and Caroline Moland, as both teams show the sportsmanship and shake.